you can't trust anything you see on the internet. And while that probably includes me, at least I show you my working, so if I've gone wrong, you know why. A while ago, I made a video about the highest sung note in a James Bond intro song. And recently I had the thought, which Disney princess sings highest? Specifically, which animated Disney princess sings highest in her original movie? Not in a stage show, or in a live-action movie, or in another movie in which she happens to feature. And lo, I came upon this Tumblr post which purported to show the ranges of all the Disney princesses. Wow, I thought, this is gonna make my job so much easier. Wrong. Because I like to verify things. I put them in order from lowest high note to highest high note, and off I went to the piano. First up was Belle, whose high note was stated as B4. True, that is no Prince Charming. Yeah, you hear that no? That's an E flat 5. Or a D sharp 5. They are the same note, but I think in this case it's an E flat 5. But that's not the point. The point is it's definitely not a B4. If Belle is wrong, thought I, are any of them correct? Yes, as it turns out, but not all of them. So I went to Googling, not on Google though, and found a Pinterest pin on a Reddit post which had a different set of ranges for the Disney princesses. And Belle in this one is correct, and it says E flat 5, so sounds good to me. But the comments on this post said, yeah, Snow White is wrong. And indeed, Snow White was wrong. Now convinced I couldn't trust anyone on the internet to tell me this extremely vital and not at all trivial knowledge, I decided I'd just have to work it out for myself. But while searching for clips of Disney princesses singing, I came across this video by Felicia Goldfire. And while it's not 100% right, it does at least show its work. And so it is clearly better than all the other options. Because if it's wrong, you know why. The other issue, of course, was who counts as a Disney princess? For the avoidance of doubt, there will be some honourable mentions up front, but I'm going to look at 15 different princesses / queens. The 13 official Disney princesses, plus Anna and Elsa. You might be wondering why Anna and Elsa aren't official Disney princesses, and I would love to tell you, but I'm not quite sure about that, so if you know, please let us know in the comments. Official 13, plus Anna and Elsa. But before that, some honorable mentions. Someone who actually has a B4 as her highest note. She's a princess. She's owned by Disney now. She's Princess Leia. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't know that Princess Leia also sings? That was a clip from the Star Wars Holiday Special. You're welcome. Moving on, Esmeralda and Meg, both Disney, both not princesses, both hit a C5. Please help my people, the poor and downtrodden. No chance, no way, I won't say it, no, no. Jim Hawkins in Muppet Treasure Island is not a princess, but he is owned by Disney, and he does get an I Want song in which he sings an E5. There's something better than this for you and the mystery voice in Frozen 2 is doubly not a Disney princess, but she hits a C6. And in case you were wondering, the blue lady in The Fifth Element is not a princess, but since Buena Vista is owned by Disney, she sort of counts for the honorable mentions. Princess Fiona is not Disney, and she squawks this note. I gave you my best guess as to what that note is, but it hurts my ears, so let's move on. On to the actual Disney princesses. Lowest high note in a Disney princess movie is Raya. Unsurprisingly, as she doesn't sing, she chants, up to D4. Next up is Cinderella with a B4. Although, maybe you could argue that this is kind of a watery, pun fully intended, C5. But either way, Cinderella's keeping it fairly low. My original poster claimed that Ariel hits a C5, and she does in Part of Your World. Up where they stay all day in the sun. But that's not her highest note, because when she gets her voice back, she sings a D5. D5 is quite a popular note, actually. Little Merida and her mum both sing it in Brave. as does Moana.
I am Moana.
And Mulan.
Ancestors, hear my plea.
For E flat 5, we've got Belle.
True that he's no Prince Charming.
And Rapunzel.
And it's like the sky is new.
E5 is quite popular as we have Tiana.
Dreams do come true when you are.
Pocahontas.
Just around the river.
Elsa. The high notes for Elsa in Into the Unknown and Let It Go are both E flat 5s, if you were wondering. And Anna.
No knowing's tomorrow, so it has to be today.
F sharp 5 gets us Princess Jasmine. I originally said F5, but my audience are amazing.
Chase them anywhere, there's time to spare.
We jump up to an A5 with Aurora in Sleeping Beauty when she decides to vocalize with some woodland creatures. And right at the top of the tree, we have Snow White, who not only sings a C6 in Whistle While You Work, but just casually busts out a D6 in Silly Song. And that, I think, is everyone. But let me know if there was a Disney princess you think I've missed, or if you think any of them go higher in their movies, and if you provide a line, then I'm sure we can go check. While there is a small chance that you might have needed to know what the highest noted Disney princess sings in any particular movie, it's unlikely that you needed to know all of this information. But nonetheless, you're welcome. I hope you had a good time learning all this, because I certainly did. See you soon!